if I were running Facebook, what would I do right now? Um, I would start by open sourcing every bit of code I possibly could, and befriending every open source code project in the world that I possibly could. I would work to make as many services that I have as open and duplicable as possible. I would create the most open possible APIs for every possible service so we could be a big back end for many different things, from telephony to a zillion different social activities to IM, the rest of it. If they don't already, I would support, say, with IM XMPP so that IM could be done both within and outside of Facebook. I would adopt every possible open protocol for interacting with other entities on the web and on the net. Um, I would encourage every possible disruption of the company that could possibly be imagined, in faith that I have a gigantic first mover advantage and a gigantic advantage in the sheer heft of the company and the relationships it has with its users. I would hire as many people as possible to develop personally interactive relationships with users. I would create a pro level account where I actually have financial relationships with users and not just passive relationships where our consumers and our customers are different people. They have the same problem right now that radio has had, commercial radio and commercial television has had for the duration, where one's consumers are the many users of the service, and one's customers are the advertisers, and the financial obligation is to the advertisers and not to the users. They need a financial obligation to the users, and what they should do is just simply create a pro level where there are a few more benefits that go to the pros, and it separates a lot of wheat from chaff. Um, and they would have actual financial relationships with them that would motivate them to hire people to personally interact with the users, unlike what they have now, where the users are the fodder that are sold to the advertisers. Um, I would give back as much of the user's data to the user as possible. I would make it possible for everybody to suck all of the data that they have out of their own accounts, and to have their own personal data stores that people are developing now through VRM efforts. There's a number of VRM companies working on this in VRM open source projects, where you have your own personal data store, your own personal data locker or vault, to move Facebook data into those places so that people have a choice about where to use those things. I think they need to adapt themselves to a world in which there are many choices other than just them, or they will suffer the fate that most monopolies suffer in the long run.